In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to God, the cherisher and the sustainer of the world, most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. Thee alone do we worship, and thy aid we seek. Guide us on the right path, the path of those who have not incurred thy displeasure, those whose portion is not wrath, and those who do not go astray. Amen. 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 There's one particular message I want to bring out to heal all the codings, all the classifications, and all the divisions. In fact, every family would love to build a shield around their circumstances. Every family would love to do something to build a shield along the circumstances. But then it shouldn't take us that much wayward. It shouldn't take us that much wayward. The world is deviating. Truly, the world has deviated for long. Black and white. Black and white. Black and white. When you go down the history, if you have lived in Africa before, and you go down the history, it is the revolution and upon revolution that you don't see that it was the same white people that migrated to Africa. Because at a certain point, the white color gets faded. And as they feed on certain particular things, they may realize that the body is fading to be black. So the division of separating them, we want to see only pure white people. This is the war and the challenges are the reason why they migrate to hide in certain areas. Are the reason why they migrate. So when the code is coming, like we are entering into the code, there are people who are thinking, because the economy having been so hard, there are people who are thinking now to migrate to other places where they can, because maybe they don't have even the money to heat their houses. And maybe where they are hiding, even the town council will go and close the place because there are no heaters. And when they stay in there, they will die. So these are the reasons somebody might be thinking today to migrate to Africa, to migrate to some part where he or she can stay throughout the winter. So migration is everything. And as the color fades, the white color, it fades. And for the sake of hiding identification, because the society is deviating the people. And the same people that will deviate you will tell you the following day to migrate into Africa, and in Africa you have to become black. So that is why we should stay out of all bad advices so that we can live peacefully in our environment. Black or white, they are the same people. That is why I said color is fashion. Color is fashion. Because God said He created us out of what? One image. He created us out of what? One image. So color is fashion. Color is fashion. It's how you want to be. Because even if you stay in that white color, after 20 years, it will fade. The vegetables and the feeding and the kiwis and the other things, it will fade. So they go to wash it. So that they can maintain the color. So it is time to bring those divisions of separations and this thing to an end and unite the people and unite the gospel. Your 10 commandments is simply your 10 commandments. Simply your 10 commandments. And your marriage. The 10 commandments and your marriage. But then, We are living in a system where the system educates us to be searching. It is good to search, but what you go to search might also be hooked to something. So parents must program it as part of education to their children. It doesn't mean it should be a fixed something. The option of choice. So by the time the person gets to about 20, they have agreed and accepted into a covenant of marriage so that they will not go wayward. So when you obey the commandments, the second option is your marriage, raising a family. You cannot change anybody in just an instant. You cannot change anybody with an instant coming from a different covenant. But when you lay the 10 commandments on the table and guide the person on the principle, and every weekend you go to the mosque, you go to the church, you go to the restaurant, as you communicate, you then become a mutual bond. There are certain lives that they have gone through that might not be pleasant to you, but as you go in, there's a wisdom behind it that you can also learn something out of it. Nothing. Everything that you seem to be evil can be drafted to be good. Can be drafted to be good. Because as you allow the children moving and searching and moving and searching, by the time they think they have found a place, then another person will come in. No, we have agreed on that. We have agreed on that, so you cannot. So the person will be chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing without getting the right thing. So it must be part of the program of education, so that when you put them together as one man and wife, you don't just have to just look the society. Their daily works must all be programmed. What they should do during the day. So by 30 years, they are independent to be on their own. And that stock in about 30 years can be a blessing for the whole family. Say, show them the way they should grow so that they will not what? Deviate. So it's something that must be programmed. So that they can live side by side, raise their family, raise their kills, and obey God in their commandments. May God bless us and direct everyone on the right path. May God bless us and direct everyone on the right path. May God bless us and direct everyone on the right path. To me, they say racism. I don't see race. Because I have 5, God gave me only 5 fingers. He didn't put the whole world in my palm. So the fact that I could just see somebody and in a bad mood to walk away doesn't mean it's racism. You cannot be dating all the women in the world. If you have the 10 commandments, it means you have something important around you. So it's not about racism. So racism sometimes can be a topic of politics. It is about your daily work, your daily work, your daily work. So if you go to a family and the family have laid down their plan, if you're a woman and they have laid down their plan for their son and they have laid down their plan for their daughter, it doesn't mean the person is racist. Because he came from a source for which the people, he has certain focus. There are certain focus. There are certain focus. So meeting a person and the person has his focus doesn't mean the person is racist. It's a racist. So everything is about your daily work. And when you get a stable structure, See the number of people that will come to you. See the number of business partners that will flow to you. So the issue of racism, to me, it does not exist. To me, I see it as an issue of politics. So if you're black in the community, put your work first. And don't go and stand by the roadside to watch somebody who has a focus on a different topic to read his action. It doesn't. You might get what you want, but it doesn't work like that. Because God is working. So instead of going to sit to read the action of somebody he didn't greet, you cannot meet 1,000 people and greet them during the day. You can even meet sometimes your focus. Sometimes you can even be looking at the person in the face, but at the end of the day, your focus is such that you are, because the disappointment of the day. So you must not sit in a racism, and then know that we have to work extra, because some people are living in the desert. They cannot cultivate. So when we get the fertile land, it means we are fortunate to cultivate for it to go to the lands where our brothers are living, so that one day the vessel can also bring them to the fertile land. So we should be good to ourselves. We should be good to ourselves. And direct everyone on the right path. So to me, issue of racism does not exist. To me, it's an issue it's about your daily work. So at the judiciary level, where they say yes or no, so you give that option, yes or no, to the person. It should be yes with explanation. It should be no with explanation. Now maybe the yes that he did that has certain push to that. Because certain people can die and be raised as a child. So those class of people, whatever you tell them, they don't obey. They can die from one body, and the next day they move into another body, for which maybe they have their secret complot in that circumstance. So once such a person you give this a person 1,000 advice, they will not obey, because they know that in provocation for the person to overreact, they'll just get out of the body, and the next day they are in another body. So those people who know that, they are always misbehaving. Whatever you tell them, they will never obey. So we are living in that circumstances, that yes or no, and the person will say yes, and then no, and they say the person will go, and the person will say yes, and the person will go. They will sentence the person 5 years, 10 years. It doesn't make sense. So if you are a judge today, you give yes with explanation, and then you give no with explanation, so that you can heal the system. There are spiritual complots challenging and fighting the people. So that we don't just abuse the power on the people because it has fallen into our camp and we have to take advantage of it. And those things, to me, it might work, but it also has its background. So when you are everything, you are the 10 Commandments in a peaceful judgment, and then you direct the people on the right path. So may God bless us and direct everyone on the right path. He said, teach the children the way they should grow, so that they will not deviate. Teach the children the way they should grow, so that they will not deviate. So this morning, as you are heading to today is Sunday, and I was born on Sunday. My Sunday name is Kwesi. So it's a beautiful day, and as you are going to your churches, and as you are going to the environment, and as you are going to the places, today is a beautiful day. Make that beautiful day, and know that you are going in the name of God. In the name of God. Do not the crucifixion practices mislead you. Do not allow anything to mislead you. Go in the name of God. Know that God will not allow that church to be established if they were to establish it in the name of crucifixion. The crucifixion picture is a warning picture to the people that if they misbehave, they will be crucified. That is why I see it. But don't look at it. Go in the name that God will not allow that church to be established if it were in the name of crucifixion. It is just that the inheritors of today are the people warning them, because there's a total misconduct. There's total misconduct on the environment, and everyone is trying to stand on his or her ground by warning the others. So don't go in the name of the crucifixion. Go in the name of God, and know that the foundation was established in the name of God. If it were to be established under the covenant of crucifixion, God would not allow it. So do not be afraid of what is going on. Let your children have the 10 commandments. Let your children have the 10 commandments. And then you go and sit. What you are going to communicate between you and God and your offering is the most important thing, and not what is going on there. When the rules are bad, you have every right to also draw your opinion and put it on the table. So go in the name of God. Christian, Muslim, go in the name of God. If you're a Muslim, and then you passes by the church, and it touches your heart, go and sit down and pray. And after you pray, you lay down your offering. That is the most significant aspect of the church. The significant aspect of the gospel. Your communication with God and your prayer. Your communication with God and your prayer. Every other thing becomes teachings. Every other thing becomes teachings. They are teaching you the history. They are teaching you but let not the history deviate you. Let not the history, the gospel of Christ deviate you. Let not the gospel of Muhammad deviate you. Go in the name of God. And whatever history you get, apply the 10 commandments. They went to war before. They didn't know of the 10 commandments. There were misunderstandings in the past. They didn't know of the 10 commandments. So today, as you have been aware, get the history, but apply your commandments. And your commandment says, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, honor thy father and thy mother. If the Muslim will say, be good to your parents. Say, thou shalt not give false testimony. False testimony is in a way that testimony that can lead to the elimination of others. But the circumstances has been so cluttered that sometimes we have to untie the knot. Because let's say if somebody has built a wall for you for a long time, it's not a testimony, it is something to untie. So sometimes when you give the evidence of something, it's something to untie. But when you pray and in the name of God, and then you move in that direction, know that whatever happens might not be you. Because if God had destroyed the whole world before, if God has destroyed the whole people before, it means that even your evidence can be something to untie the problems around. Because the world, they are enjoying in challenges. They are enjoying challenges. When we should just live by the economic basic. So it is your identity card with a fixed economic basic. So if it is 600 euros for everyone, I would prefer every person in the globe will get about 600. But the division of currency and this thing, we can just choose one currency. But then maybe the divisions will help. Regulate things like 600 euros in Ghana can be under the Ghana regulation. Under the word regulation, but because the software might stack, so the Ghana database get the 600 euros, the American database get the 600 euros, so that division can till the system can be world. Because you have to get maybe a setup for people to manage certain area. It is the same thing for the whole world. But just maybe in Ghana, you need another machine for. America, you need about 10 machines. Ghana, you need about 3 machines. Nigeria, you need about 5 machines. Africa, you need. So maybe machine for every country, you pin it and border it and give it a border. But it is not to fight against anybody. It's just for them to know that the person is in this zone. The name is this zone. But at the end of the day, the internet is one hub. The internet is one hub. So we have to come up with that one-way system so that your identity comes with some economic basic. That is why I'm saying that if they go to say they are going to give it code, that everyone can go and say, oh, I don't like this person, so I've given him yellow. I don't like this person. So everyone can go under the group, can go and be coding and giving grades and be giving it. No. That thing, even the police officer on the road cannot seize it. The security officer on the road cannot seize it. Even if the person has been convicted and is in prison, that's his identity card, so that within that circumstances he can order for certain basic things. If you allow the authority to code and be seizing, amazing the way they will misbehave on it. So it is the problem that they have. They should channel it peacefully into the system. Some people are so stubborn that whatever you do, they will go and create problem to come and then misbehave on the people. Some group are so stubborn. Whatever you do, they always go to come and misbehave on the people. But then they can channel their problem peacefully. Let's say with this coronavirus, the evidence that I got was every opportunity was closed. So I asked myself, why? There's an emergency that we need things, and all the offices are closed. Where they go for the clothes are closed. Where they go for the weekly aids are closed. So I thought of it and said, no. So the government should rise and make sure they open more centers. More centers for the people. It is not that much. Let's say in my area here, if every week I can go for 20 euros in this COVID period to go and then do some little shopping, it will survive one person for a week. So those who in need can just go for a coupon and then they go to shop. It does not mean that people should cook at all costs for them to go to certain areas to go and feed on those things. That can be another aspect for those who are willing. And then it can be another aspect. So there must be both the coupon and the provisions for the people. Because sometimes you will not get the provision that you need. So the basic with a coupon to go and pick something from the shop to add can be so that sometimes when you go, somebody will say, I only need the coupon, because maybe he just needs one or two things. So the money is an ocean flowing for the people to get access. So the people going there, maybe they can get $20, €20, 50 to just go and then get some basic thing around. Even if it is a family, and then they go and they can get about $50, €50 just to go and get certain things. It will motivate. It will save certain situation. It doesn't mean they must be served with food at all costs. It mustn't be they must be served, because in the food, that is where the war emerges. Because somebody after will go and they might feel bad. So the provision. So if you go and you eat certain things and you feel bad and you don't have the money, where is the person going the following day? The person might die. But then when the person eats something and he doesn't have, and he has the money, the coupon, he can go and then pick one or two things and maybe save the situation. So all these things are the problem. So that is why we say economic basic, to erase all these people are enjoying, every corner of the globe must enjoy it. But then maybe the program will say, okay, let us experiment it in one area and see, and then all the other nations can. But then at the same time, I think with the launch, they can do it, personalizing the countries in their database, and then we do it once. So let's say in about 3 months or about 4 months, everyone will be having his or her economic basic to go around and then do the shopping. The farmers can buy tractors, and the communities can create compost yard. Compost yard. Compost are very rich for the soil. The waste of the people goes into compost and it goes back to the soil. Now, if you know how compost can bring yields from the earth, you'll be amazed. So we shouldn't just waste the resources. So every community can create its compost camp. And then after they have finished, they can transport it maybe to the main compost yard. And then they will produce it as organic manure. So this organic manure gets back to the soil, and an amazing thing will happen. You see the soil giving so every community can create its own compost camp. If they cannot have the machine to process it, after they can transport it to the main compost yard, and then the compost yard will process it. But then all the basic elements can be done. So by the time it goes to the factory to be processed as compost, it will just go, and then in a few minutes they are out. So they can even let us wait for them, and then they will bring it back to where they will be bagged and packaged for the community to fertilize the harvest. Because when you cultivate the land, first year, second year, third year, the fourth year, you will not get anything if you don't add the compost. So they should not allow things to go away. They should create their compost camp, and then they will redirect it to the main yard for it to be processed. May God bless us and direct everyone on the right path. You see, in this situation, I cannot be in Ghana. So in this situation, the only thing I can do is to pray for the people. because God is the provider. God is the provider. So don't weave stories on people, on the part of people, because people are weaving stories and then weaving stories and weaving stories. Meanwhile, the person is not having it, and they are weaving stories. And at the end of the day, after they have weaved those stories, they go in that story and then divert what the person needs to do the right thing. So people are weaving stories every day, weaving stories every day. Somebody is weaving story today to pick something in 7 years. Somebody is weaving story today to pick something in 30 days. Somebody is weaving story today to pick something in a year. So they are weaving and weaving and weaving and weaving of stories. So it doesn't allow the person to grow. Because every day, every time, there are about 20 or 40 stories in a day to pick something. And I have only 5 fingers. I cannot serve 1,000 people in a day. That is why you have been given the smartphone in your palm to do something in the day. So your daily contribution is so important to identify you. So story weaving is not making us grow. So may God bless us and direct everyone on the right path. May God bless us and direct everyone on the right path. May God bless us and direct everyone on the right. So today, if you find yourself in that story weaving, when they tell you to go and sit by the roadside, you say, oh, you just obey, pick your smartphone, and then maybe send something. Somebody in there are products on the market that people are buying. There are certain things that you need in your area that somebody initially does not know you need in that area. And then when you send to maybe your relatives and other things, that when you bring this thing, it will manifest something to us because we need light, we don't have light. That is where the person can go. And so then we have this on the market that can give you light throughout the night. The solar, this. And that is where the solution will come. So the person has only 5 hands. He cannot serve 1,000 people a day. So that is why the network, God has made it available in every palm. So that everyone will participate. So they should stop weaving the stories and stop weaving the stories and stop weaving the stories, because it's not. That is why the economy is blocked. Because at the end of the day, the story may become a hack, may become a block. It's about the daily work. It's a daily work. It's a daily work. So move to work. Move to work. Disappointing, disapproving, move to work. Because whatever you do in a day, whatever you do, there will always be some challenge. Recently, what I discovered was, when I go to work, the people around has to draft story on how to kick the person out. So when they ask them, they will say so many things. But then if you go through and ask around the people involved, then you find out that there was nothing truth about it. It's just that the malocchio type of it. When they start to look through your things and they know they are misbehaving, they always have to give bad comment. Provocation till you react. I just don't want to go into details. But the comments they give, they give the comment only to kick the person out of a group, the person out of his normal environment, the person. So may God bless us with good people that will give good comment. Now, even if they will not give comment, that is not a matter. The most important thing is to work your day, and please God. Because if God deny you, if they think they are working, the fact that they are talking evil about the person, in the first place, means it's a criminal squad. Because anybody that will pretend to speak evil about the person can be a criminal. And because they are saying bad about the person just to take something. But then let us not go there. And the fact that they are speaking evil about the person, instead of blessing and directing the person on the right path, is make sure that they are looking for support to attack the person or to do something evil. So if the area decide to even speak bad about you, to give bad comments about you, then you know that that area is not good for you. So pray and pray and pray till God will give you good people who will cherish you, who will admire you, and who what who direct you on the right. Everyone needs a direction. Everyone needs a direction. Everyone needs a direction. It is not to force the people to say we are dragging you. It's about giving you your thought, and the person will pray on it. And having been prayed, the results in application to the commandments, God will direct him or her to where he or she should go. May God bless us and direct everyone on the right path. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Teach the children the way they should grow, so that they will not deviate. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to God, the cherisher and the sustainer of the world, most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. Thee alone do we worship, and thy aid we seek. Guide us on the right path, the path of those who have not incurred thy displeasure, those whose portion is not wrath, and those who do not go astray. Amen. Amen and amen.